Okay, what's up everybody? Sparewood here, finally, from Sleepless Nights with our 5,000 subscriber live stream.
Wouldn't,
Woohoo!
wouldn't be a live stream without technical
I
difficulties.
know, one of these days, one of these days, we'll actually just load up our live stream and it will run, and it'll work. One day. You know, we talked about doing that, live podcast every week, which I'm not opposed to doing, but the schedule has just been kind of all over the place, so we haven't really had time to do it yet, but I'm not even sure if that would go well. I don't even know if that would load up.
I mean...
We would find some way to have technical difficulties with that. Okay, so, to give everyone some background on what's been going on for the past, like, hour that this has been going on. Originally, Adrian Wannafly and myself had been working on recreating the building game in Space Engineers. And it kind of cascaded downward. Like, it started super cool, and it just kind of worked its way down to the point that we didn't even end up doing it. Like, we built the map and everything, and then I was writing a script to, like, run everything and do all that stuff. And then it was like, well, I haven't really found a good way to test the script, so let's just do it this way. And we were just gonna wing it, basically, and do it all manually, where it's like, okay, you go write this one down on the screen, and then the next person will just have to go in the... You know, we were gonna do all that. And then we couldn't even get some of the other stuff to work, and then we couldn't get everybody online in time and all that stuff. So finally I was just like, I have to do something. Like, everyone's been waiting for over an hour now, and I was like, I've got to do something. So what I'm doing here today is, for those of you that watch my normal, I guess it'd be every other day episode during the week, my survival build, that's now a creative build. I have mentioned a couple of times in the last few episodes that the build that we're doing on that series is like overkill. It's getting too large. And so I can't actually port it back into my survival world and really use it for anything. So it's going to end up just on the workshop or something, but I can't really do anything with it in-game. So I had mentioned that we were going to be doing a second series after that, where I'm going to do a large small ship instead that I could actually end up using in-game. So I decided, since the building game thing wasn't working very well, since I had everybody here that was, you know, actively supporting me and probably watches that series and all that kind of stuff, I figured it'd be a good time to start that build, and then I can get everyone's input and stuff as I'm doing it, which would be really cool. So that's kind of my theory on kind of my mulligan, or my audible, that we pulled, because that was not the intent for this episode. And I was kind of scatterbrained, trying to go around and throw mods in and all that stuff, because we can't do it as we're playing. It has to be something that's done like off to the side. So basically, you know, I did only throw in DirectX 11 mods because I would like to use the DX11 renderer, and that's part of what took a little bit longer too, because it's, I don't know, I've never been able to get it to not be uber bright. It always ends up just being like, everything's washed out, you can't see colors because it's just so bright. So I tried it, but then it wasn't really, it was still doing that. So then what I ended up doing was backing out, changing the render, and loading it again. But all the mods that I loaded in are still DirectX 11 friendly, so if I can ever figure out how to adjust that brightness setting and get it to not wash everything out, we could actually use that, which I would like to do, because it's easier on your computer and frame rate and everything, stuff like that. Like, you can do more with the DirectX 11. Yeah, so I do think one thing that I'm going to try and do is I want to try and make a some kind of restriction on the size of the ship, so that basically it doesn't end up getting overkill like the last one. Like, it doesn't end up being a ridiculous, huge design kind of thing that ends up going all over the place. So with that in mind, I want to start things off with just a frame. I just want to make a frame first, and then I'll go from there. Originally I was thinking like 20 by 20, but I don't really think that's big enough. That's not a large ship. That is not. Maybe if it were 20 large ship blocks. Let's try that. Let's do a station. And by the way, I'm sure you heard, I kind of just blurted all that out there just to get everything going so that everyone knew the situation, but Baseplate KG is with me today doing commentary / chat moderation for me, which it looks like you're doing a great job, because I just looked over and the chat window is like in a completely different set of colors and everything. Like, I've probably been missing a crap ton of stuff. So that's a good thing to have.
Yeah, Adrian will be back at some point. He's eating.
Eventually, we think.
Yeah. Well, maybe, you know. He's a wild card, that guy.
One never knows. One is never certain. Alright, so let's do, like, let's see what this ends up looking like. And I should do 19 this way. I think that'll be more than enough. Actually, as a small ship, that might be large, because then it'll... If I do it any bigger than that, it would cause a lot of lag. So yeah, I appreciate you guys hanging in there before we actually get anything started. So it was not my intent to go like a full frickin' hour before actually putting anything out. Alright, so I think that should be big enough as a frame platform. Height-wise, let's see what 10 looks like. I don't really think I need to build a real tall ship. That should be more than enough.
You are building a large small ship.
Yeah, for those of you that may not understand exactly what that term is, it's where there's two different grids in Space Engineers. You got the large ship, which is also a station grid size, and then you have the small ship ones with little bitty blocks. And what a lot of people have been doing, and most people that watch my Inspiration series have seen great examples of this, is where you'll take the small ship grid, but instead of building like a little fighter that you just get in and there's no interior, they'll build it huge, like big enough that you can have an interior, but you're still using the small grid so you can get really, really detailed. I want to recoin something. I want to rename it, but no one has really come up with a better term for it than large small ship, but I hate that. I hate that term. Because it's just so, it's like, it's a large small ship. What? That makes no sense. So, but yeah, that's the idea, is you're basically taking a small ship block grid and, you know, going from there and making it bigger than it's supposed to be, kind of thing. So, like this, you can see the two different grid sizes right here.
Colossal small ship.
Colossal small ship, there you go. Well, it sounds better than large small, I guess. It's just, it's like saying, you know, I've always loved it when people say, like, large shrimp, because shrimp are small. And shrimp is constantly, like, being used like, oh, they're a little shrimp, you know, kind of thing. So it's like large shrimp. It's the same thing to me. It's like large small ship, and I'm like, what? Small ship's gone wild.
Well, I think you just got a new series.
Oh, that was a good one. That's funny. Small ships gone wild. Wow. So yeah, I did use mods. I don't have all of the mods in here that I normally use. I was trying... Why do I have, like, duplicates of everything? Oh, they're thruster colors. Okay. I was trying to keep it DirectX 11 friendly because I would like to kind of move forward with making things in DirectX 11 instead of 9 because it runs better. It's easier on your frame rate and everything. But I haven't been able to get past the brightness issue. So I don't have all of my mods in here, but I do have a decent amount of them to work with. So I also have, there's tons of button combinations, which is ridiculous. Buttons everywhere. My only thing, now that I'm looking... Oop! Wait, what'd I do? I clicked on something. That was weird. Okay. All blocks. Okay. And I do... Oh, you can put a jump drive on a small ship. Huh. The original changelog said it was only for large ships. Unless it's one of the mods that converts everything to small ships. I don't know. Don't know. Okay, so... I can't use some of these blocks. Because some of them are only for large ships or stations. That's disappointing. Oh, it's because these have conveyors in them. That's why. I don't know why these won't let me. That's weird. Interesting. Do I have... I don't know if I have the mod that lets you use windows on a small ship. I hope I do. Sweet! I do. Awesome. Heh. That's a big one. Corvette is the real name for a large small ship. Well, there you go. We're building a Corvette then. That's way better than a large small ship. Corvette. I like it. Okay. Let's see. Oh, crap. I don't have the SNCN mod in here, do I? Dang it. I'm just gonna start building and see what happens. I really don't know what I'm doing. What? What?
I'm just laughing at Sonny.
Oh gosh. Who knows?
Well, I mean, he got married in June.
Oh, congratulations. That's awesome.
And his wife is 14 weeks pregnant. And he got a new job. So now that makes him a professional drinker.
Wow. Okay, let's see. I do still kind of want to keep it as a little bit on the on that Imperial kind of side of things. I really liked that idea that we had in the last build. And these I can use small ships on. Let me grab these because I don't know where I'll exactly use them. Oh wow, you can use them on the small ship grid, but it's still big. That's actually really cool. That could really come in handy, actually. The interior ones will be good. Ooh, we can use passages. That could be useful. But I think we're going to end up making our own, so I'm not sure I really need that. Let's see, what else do I want to build with? I'm trying to get an art style down in my head, so that I don't have to change it once I start building, kind of thing. grab these rounded ones? Wait, that's angled. I want round. Well, I guess that's fine. Round armor inverted. Maybe that's what I was looking for. Grab these.
Speaking another language to me.
Oh yeah, I forgot. You haven't really used mods and all that stuff. Ooh, we're gonna have to think about oxygenating the ship as well.
Nah. We don't need oxygen.
I mean, if you're only playing in creative, you don't need oxygen. But if you're gonna play in survival, you kinda need oxygen. Okay, so let's see. All this stuff is good. Look at the little bitty interior wall. I love that block. It's so funny looking. Okay, so let's iron out, tell you what, let's actually do something I never do, and that's iron out a frame first. Doesn't that seem like it would be a good idea? Considering that I never do it. So... let's see. I'm kind of thinking of this being the back door. Like the hangar... maybe not hangar. That's not a good... but like the door frame.
The rear hatch.
Rear hatch. There you go! Rear hatch. Yeah. Well, I was thinking hangar because I'll probably end up using one of the sealed hangar doors, but, I mean, it's a small ship, so I doubt we'll have any other ships inside of it, so... let me also throw some gravity down real quick. If I can ever find the gravity generators. Put it right there. There we go. That way we can land and walk around if we want. This needs to be higher, I think. That's the one thing I'm gonna have to get used to. I haven't actually built on the small ship grid in forever. So I have to get used to heights and things like that again. Okay, so this works. It's 1, 2, 3, 4 space. So I guess it would be a total of 6 is your character height from floor to ceiling. So that'll work. And I saw a really cool design in... actually, it was the episode of Space Engineers Inspiration that will be going up tomorrow, actually, now that I think about it. I kept thinking it had already been done, but it hasn't, because it hasn't been uploaded yet. But I saw a really cool design where they did something like this on the outside and then put the airtight door along the inner and then did another frame, and it ended up looking really cool because... oh, wow, wait, hold on. What the heck? How do I get this to be on the small grid? Ooh. What is this called? Hangar. Let's try and see if I have... maybe I don't have the mod they had. Ah! 1x3? Ah ha ha! Here we go. I have found thee! I don't really need that one. I think we'll go with this one. Oh, okay, so I need a block under it then. Ooh. That could prove interesting. Chat. What's going on in the chat? Anything cool? Anything I need to be made aware of that I missed?
You have people that are coming in and saying hi.
Hi to everyone. Oh wow, that's right. Sunny has been here ever since the Enterprise build.
Yeah.
That's funny though, the way that's worded, 2014 Enterprise build live stream. It makes me. It's like you remember that the Enterprise build of 2014. You know, it's like, oh yeah.
Did you ever finish that, by the way?
No. Wait, no. I finished it. I don't think I ever published it. Like, I finished the build that stream. I just... I don't think I ever actually sent it, like, published it to the workshop or anything.
I think the only thing that I remember is Sunny being way drunk.
Oh,
and,
yeah. Yeah, that definitely happened.
And, oh, Snow's not here.
Oh, that's right.
I wonder if she's on Steam.
Alright, let's try... I'm trying to do... Oh, crap, can I not put that there? Oh, that's because of the landing gear. Alright, well, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to change the color to red. And I'm just gonna drag a line off of this one. Yeah, and you might notice I have cargo ships in here. That was an error on my part that I didn't... when I reloaded the world, I forgot to turn that off. So, yeah, and everybody had waited long enough for the stream stuff that I was just like, nope, I'm going. So I hope that won't be a problem. I should probably just save often.
Probably would be a good idea.
And that way if one of these cargo ships like flies by and shoots at me or something, I can just reload it later. Let's see, where... Landing gears. Ooh, there's so many landing gears to work with. Can I use this one? Come on. There we go. Yeah, so pretty much this red section will go away. I'm just going to use it to hold the thing in place for a minute. Woo! Nope. There we go. And... control panel. So I can lock it down. What are you laughing at?
Sunny has a build idea.
Oh, what? Whoa!
Sunny has a build idea.
What
did you just do?
I don't know. Wait, is this me? This might be me. I don't...
You're on a delay, so...
I can't tell if the station's moving or if I'm the one that's moving.
You're spinning.
Well, no, the station's spinning. Stations can't spin! That's why I built it on a station. A station can't spin.
I feel like the Benny Hill music should be playing
Yeah, the station has to be moving because the sun's not changing on the astronaut, but it's changing on this. So, how is the station moving, though?
You have a runaway base.
It's not running, it's just spinning. It's just spinning in place. I don't know how that... There's no thrusters or anything on it, though. How does that even happen?
That's great.
Now stop!
Hammer time.
Oh, that's funny. Alright. Why? 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 I don't understand.
That's a lot of gyroscopes.
Well, it stopped it from moving. I mean... Like, literally, all that I did was clamp the landing gears for the small ship onto the station. There's no rotors, there's no gyroscopes, there's no nothing. I don't get it. If I delete these, is it gonna spin again? Oops. I'm so beyond confused. I feel like that might have just been a glitch.
Like well, apparently...
now everything's fine. What?
I'm gonna mess up the name.
What?
I'm gonna mess up the name.
Of what?
Oh, well, maybe I won't. Bova Key 688 said that new update made stations like larger ships. As soon as you disconnect one piece from another, it free floats.
Right. But I didn't do that.
Listen, I don't know.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, I know that they did add voxel stations. I get that. But I didn't do anything. And it's moving! Why is it... Why? Now it's moving again. I don't understand. What I don't understand is where the force is coming from. That's the thing. I don't get what is making it... Gravity? Would that do it?
I mean, you are in space.
No, now it's moving again. It's something to do with having these landing gears, like, attached to it. It's moving the thing. I don't understand. I don't get that at all. Okay, well, that's new. I'm just gonna throw like a bunch of gyroscopes over here, off to the corner. Yeah, because really this platform doesn't really matter. It's the ship that we're building that matters. Eventually the platform won't be here. I just wanted it in place to give me a grid to work with so that I didn't have like a, you know, anything to have to build with kind of thing. Or a restriction so that I could know where my limits were. So yeah, that's that. See, this is the kind of stuff that we deal with. I'm gonna chalk that up to technical difficulty. It's weird, I'm pausing every few minutes now just to make sure that, you know, it stays from flying around.
I mean...
Alright, so now I can put these here. And those... How far up do they go? They go up to the second block. So if I do these, they'll go up to... or down to that. I wonder if that's... I might need to go up and over. What? What happened?
I'm just reading Sunny.
Oh, yeah, that can be funny. Alright, let's do edge piece there. That might not stay there. I'm just going to use it to hold this in place for a minute. Drag that. Wait, is that any different? Yeah, I guess it should be. Okay, so that goes down to that block, and these go up to that one. Sweet. So now what we can do is use one of these many buttons. As to what buttons we end up using permanently, I don't really know. I'm just gonna grab one. Let's see. Let's grab... Nope, that's... well, yeah, that would work. Let's grab that one. And let's just put it right there for now. Oh, right, we don't have any power on this thing.
Power!
Power! I need power. Okay. Now it's powered. Oh, right. where's that control panel?
Behind you.
We're going to name this main hatch door. And then we can use this group and put toggle. Let's see if that breaks anything. Probably will. Sweet. So that's pretty cool. I like it. Yeah, I got that off of the next episode of the Inspiration series, I'm pretty sure. Either that or it was the last one, I can't remember. Ignore nothing. Yeah, I thought about I thought about that later. That doing this really didn't change anything. Yeah.
Oh, I'm glad you understood that, because I...
Yeah, it was... Well, when I was building this part, I was down here, and then I flipped and put these up on this row, and I was like, well, that actually looks like it would go down into the next block, so I must not be high enough, so let's add a row here, and I added, like, the slant row, but I didn't really move up the hanger blocks, so they ended up in the same place anyway. So, I'm gonna go ahead and save this, though, just in case I break something. But yeah, that's a good start. I like that. And then... I don't know exactly what I want to do for this middle pillar that you'll probably see when you walk past here, but I want to add this kind of frame to the interior so that it kind of looks like it's all one door frame. I think that's how I have it in there. Yeah, okay. Something like that. So this way, once we put some kind of block back here, which I think in the Inspiration series that I did, I think they had a block like this on the back, which doesn't look bad, but I don't know if I'll leave it there for now, but I don't know if that's exactly how I want it, just in case it ends up like the design changes or something, but for now, that works for me. And again, this is kind of, you know, community build type thing, so feel free to leave suggestions or whatever like that, and we'll go over different things. In terms of overall design, I do want to try and keep it similar to the ship in the last series of the big, massive one that got kind of way out of hand, of almost a Star Destroyer-esque kind of ship. I thought it'd be kind of cool to have like a Corvette-size ship, but have it actually look kind of like a Star Destroyer, because usually when they got into those sizes, they always changed to something else, like a TIE fighter or a shuttle type design, and you know, they were cool and all, but I think it'd be cool to have a like Star Destroyer design, but make it, you know, a smaller Corvette size ship. But that'll kind of give us the gauge for the interior, I think. This will tell us kind of how our interior will end up. And let's go ahead and put this gravity back down now that we have our gyroscopes here to keep us safe, because apparently we need that. We'll add more power there just to make sure all those gyros are running. Ship's not moving. No, good. That's bad when you have to check and make sure the station's not moving. Just seems wrong. Okay, one thing that would be good to try is how does this compare to this? Okay, that is something I need to look into. As if I were to do an interior like this, this shape is slightly off. So if we wanted to use these interior walls, which I would kind of like to do, I think they're kind of cool. I don't know yet, though. We might end up using the small blocks the whole time. But if we did, we would have to do something like this to like an angle and then bring it up a layer so that it would properly connect with those blocks. But that's fine. We don't have to worry about that right now. I actually think I am going to kind of build this a little bit different than I normally would. So I think I'm actually going to do the frame first. Normally I just kind of build for the rooms kind of thing. But actually, oh, wait. Did not think of this. Mirror mode. Yay! I remembered it before I actually got halfway through a build for once.
Cuts building time in half.
Yeah, well, it actually does. Because, I don't know, have you seen mirror mode before?
Yeah, you used it before.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, I thought I had. I don't actually want to go too much farther out than this. I don't know exactly how this external part's going to look. Let's start from... Whatever this block is will need to be covered up though anyway, so let's start from here. And what I'm thinking is... Let's bring this out by... Whoops. Didn't mean to do that. Let's bring this out by 5? Maybe? Possibly? And let's go... On the back, let's go out by 2. Should be good, and then we'll do one more and then bring it to where it's starting to kind of come around. Oops. Something like that I think would work pretty good. Okay, I do kind of want to bring this around more, but I want to change the angle at this point and start kind of doing what we did over here. I have found, if you want something to do more of a gradual turn, just bring each block out further before you move up a layer, and it'll kind of make a more gradual curve rather than like this, where you do one after the other. And keeping with that idea, what I mean by that, it's like this. If we bring this out two and then do one, you're not going out as far, but you're coming forward further. Let's see. I don't want to go too crazy with this in terms of, like, making it huge. It's supposed to be a decent size ship, but I don't really want it to be so large that we run into the same issue where we're having problems with frame rate or anything like that. Tell you what, let's just straighten this out from here, and if we want to do any more, we can. Because as it stands, this is actually going to be a fairly large ship. I think. I don't know. I don't know how much room in the interior we'll have. Because we have to think about thrusters and, you know, all the basic necessities. So, what's going on?
Sonny can only get through your streams with beer.
Ouch! That hurts, man. I feel the love. Alright, so let's start to taper this back in a little bit. And of course, if we're actually going to do a Star Destroyer design, we need to have a very long nose. Because the Empire lies, so they have Pinocchio noses. I think if I just continue with 2 the whole time, that should kind of make the shape I'm looking for. Though, it's not quite as much of a triangle as the Star Destroyers are, but eh. I'm just keeping the theme, not really trying to replicate exactly, so. Oops. Okay. And 1 more for the road. I think that'll work. I think that'll work. I don't know, though. Build the Vulture from Elite Dangerous. That might not be a bad ship to build in this either. I like the idea of doing a small Star Destroyer type ship. I can't say I've really seen one before. But I think it would end up being cool.
That looks like a raindrop.
It looks like a raindrop? You're looking at it wrong.
Okay, it looks like an upside down raindrop.
Well, that's kind of true, yeah. It looks like a microphone. Make triangle front longer. I could do that by... I suppose we could extend the displacement. So sharper angle at the point. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Let's try... This was 2.
We have more lurkers, by the way.
That's cool.
Hello, lurkers.
Hello, lurkers. That's fine. Lurkers are welcome. Okay, so let's try... maybe doing... a 3 block extension, and then cutting over and seeing what that ends up with. Actually, it might give us more room because it won't narrow as fast. Wait, is that 3? Yeah, that's 3. Okay. Oops. Oh no! Almost to the boundary. Oh well. Suppose that could work better. It does give it a sharper point at the end. Alright. What's going on in the chat? Anything good?
I mean, if you would read it.
Well, I'm trying to build. I can't build and read.
You're used to YouTube stuff. You're not used to live streaming. It's okay.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I don't do that very often.
Yeah.
I thought that's what I had you here for.
The moderators are just supposed to, like, normally for normal streams, the moderator isn't in a Skype call. Unless they're playing the game with the person who's streaming.
Uh-huh. Excuses, excuses.
No, not excuses. No excuses. I'll leave the Skype call and you can look at their own chat.
Could build the ship used in Elite. The ship I'm using in Elite right now is like the Clipper. I suppose it could be built in Elite. I'm not real confident in my ability to do so. The Vulture would make a pretty good fighter, but it's a little bit smaller than what I wanted to do for my survival ship. That when I end up, because my plan is to, when this one is done built, make it a blueprint and import it into my world in survival, and then like build it or whatever. And in doing so, I kind of want something that I can actually use that has all the functionalities and everything, and I don't know if I don't think the Vulture's really a big enough ship, and I don't really know if I could pull off the Clipper. It's got a lot of fancy curves and stuff that are harder to build, or at least they're harder for me. Apparently Sunny's always drunk because these aren't normal streams. I see how it is. Okay. So, I like that though. I think that'll work for a frame. For a Star Destroyer-esque. So, unless there are any other, like, suggestions for modifying the frame or refining it, we'll move forward with the rest of it, or the next phase, whatever that may be. I don't know. So, alright. So, what I need to figure out is... Let's do... Just to connect this up. Oh, come on. That's crap. What? I have a colossal bumblebee in my room, and it's not really willing to leave without a fight. Sunny. Alright, and let's do a cross grid here so we know where we have flat surfaces. Okay. So that works. I don't know. Actually, on all of this stuff, we can probably just fill this in on this end. Alrighty. I love mirror mode, man. You build one side of a ship and the rest of it on the other side is done. It's great. Alright. Probably be faster to fill in that part right there. I do hate filling in angles though. It takes forever. Alright. So that part's done. We can fill this in. About to make everything go crazy. Oop. Oops, how did that happen?
I don't know that mixing alcohol in a katana is a good thing.
Generally, I would advise against it. Yeah, generally I would advise against that. Is it a real katana? Okay. So now, what I'd like to do, I wonder if I should work my way back. I'm trying to figure out how I want to do the outer hull section, and if I want to stagger it up, or if I should just start, like, building a wall around it and then go up off at the top. I'm not really sure how I want to do that. Let's see. We could start at Le Nose. Sonny and his shenanigans. Always entertaining. Let's see here. I want to do this at least. Let's find, let's see, was it the open one that people tend to use? Yeah, I think it is. Oh, but we can use these. Now that's interesting. I did not know this. I think that's part of the mod, that you can put them in on small ships now. That's pretty cool. But just for ironing things out, let's try one of these. If we're in like this... Okay, we only want to go up like one block then before we do glass. For wherever the cockpit is. Well, we could do that anywhere though, I suppose. Alright, oh, I have a good idea. For once. Let's actually start with the edge here. Once I figure out how I want to do the edge. Let's see. I can just snip that, I guess. And we can put these angle blocks in between. Now we'll have to match bringing these up.
What?
Yeah.
Did you just see that?
Yeah, I did.
What a guy, what a pal.
Pretty much. Oh, wait. Let's try this out. See if we can keep this angled. Ooh, that could look cool, depending on how that comes out. Stop it. There we go. Okay. Oh, how far back did this go? Good grief. This isn't a Corvette, this is turning into a small cruiser. Alright, there we go. And we can either do that there and keep the angle going, or we could do that one there and square it up. It'll just depend on how we want to do all that. But that gives us our kind of curvy shape that we want going on. Okay, I'll let this linger, and feel free to pose your thoughts, and I'll check the chat here and catch up on what I'm missing. I do always love going back and reading through the chats, because it generally has like nothing to do with anything that's going on.
Sometimes, yeah.
Like, I'll go back and scroll through like 2 rows of the window or something, and I'm like, I don't know what is happening. This is talking about Sunny katanaing a bee or something. You know, like... When are you adding massive cannons to the ship?